This is A-Game, fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So here's what we're talking about today: how Black women blame Black men for all of their problems. And this is something that really has to stop, because it really takes away the responsibility, accountability, and the agency of women for their own lives. Now, there was a very sad story that broke with the young lady, Cheslie Kryst, who was a former Miss USA winner. I think she won in 2019, I do believe. She canceled her subscription, if you know what I mean. And she was only 30. And so that was a very sad event. We don't necessarily know why, that she did that. But I'm going to share with you a video where it pretty much lets us know how some of these Black women think. And this is just really important. It just really got me. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me let you guys see this.
This is Cheslie Kryst. Cheslie passed away today from this. Miss USA 2019. This is also the year that Miss USA, Miss America, and Miss Teen USA were all Black. Y'all don't know this about me, but I competed in beauty pageants all throughout my 20s. And Cheslie, goals. Check on a Black woman right now. Because this is why I go so hard against these ridiculous, misogynist men. It's why I work so hard to let Black women and girls know that no man on a podcast determines whether you're a valuable person or not. Kevin Samuels and Crew Season and Fresher Fit and these misogynist influencers, it's not doing nothing. It's not saving. It's not helping nobody. And don't give me, you never know what someone's going through. You know what we're going through because you're putting us through it.
Okay, so aside from that, let me go ahead and share my screen again. And I'm going to read a very quick article about Miss Cheslie Kryst. And then we're going to come back with my perspective about these things. So let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen one more time. And we are going to read this quick article. Okay, so this is our article about Miss Cheslie, former Miss USA, has passed away at age 30. This is the beautiful young lady here. Okay, it says Cheslie Kryst, the former USA winner, attorney, and correspondent for Extra, passed away Sunday morning at age 30. Kryst won the title of Miss USA in 2019 and took part in the Miss Universe pageant. The New York Police Department is investigating her as a self-deletion, the agency told news outlets. Her family said in a statement, "In devastation and great sorrow, we share the passing of our beloved Cheslie. Her great light was one that inspired others around the world with her beauty and strength. Cheslie embodied love and served others, whether through her work as an attorney, fighting for social justice, as Miss USA, and as a host on Extra," her family said. "But most importantly, as a daughter, sister, friend, mentor, and colleague, we know her impact will live on." Extra, the entertainment news program where Kryst worked, also expressed condolences from its social media account, saying, "Our hearts are broken." This is here. And then we say, when Kryst won the title of Miss USA in 2019, all the winners for Miss America and Miss Teen USA were Black for the first time ever. Upon winning, Kryst said, "Mine is the first generation to have that forward-thinking mindset that has inclusivity, diversity, strength, and empowered women." Kryst also worked as an attorney in North Carolina. The Miss America Twitter account called Kryst an incredible example and a role model for so many. In an essay published in Allure last year, Kryst wrote about her struggles with turning 30 and dealing with internet trolls as she approached her 30th birthday. Kryst won Miss USA when she was 28, making her the oldest winner in its history. In the essay, she reflected on how society perceives aging women, writing, "Turning 30 feels like a cold reminder that I'm running out of time to matter in society's eyes, and it's infuriating." She wrote that in college she worked so hard, she ended up in the hospital for 8 days. When she won Miss USA, she described how internet trolls told her she didn't have the right look to win the pageant. "My challenge of the status quo certainly caught the attention of trolls, and I can't tell you how many times I have deleted comments on my social media pages that have vomit emojis and insults telling me I wasn't pretty enough to be Miss USA or that my muscular build was actually a man body." Okay, so let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and we're going to come back. And I was very disappointed, dismayed, but not surprised that there would be someone that would name certain male content creators by name as if these men had some type of personal connection or had maybe coerced other people to harass this young lady or had anything to do with this young lady, her life, and whatever it is that she was going through. Let's first of all, let's talk about deleting your or canceling your subscription. Okay, when somebody canceled a subscription, this is a very personal, very deep, very much an internal battle that person go through over a long period of time. It's not one incident that causes it. It's not one set of circumstances that keeps it going. That the major depression that is the underlying cause for self-deletion is a humongous and very extremely difficult. It can't be understated, the difficulty of that internal battle. I have battled with that monster myself. I almost gave into it. I attempted self-deletion 3 times in my lifetime as a teen. And I understand it, even though there were some external factors that made me feel that my life and things of that nature maybe wasn't worth it. Ultimately, I came to understand that this was a battle inside of me. This was a battle that I needed to win inside of me, because regardless of whatever the external factors are, these situations are temporary. Eventually, I'm going to get grown and get out of this house. Eventually, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to be under the type of stress that I'm under. So, but at the same time, even if I get out of this environment, what happens to me on the inside? This is an issue that I'm having on the inside. So with this young lady, with her making the tragic decision to delete herself, this was not about internet trolls. This wasn't even about her aging. Even though that might have been a concern or something that was in the back of her mind at some point after having won, I can guarantee you that did not have anything to do, because listen, if it was about internet trolls, all you gotta do turn that off. If turning it off turns off the voice in your head that tells you to delete yourself, then that's what you're gonna do. And I'm gonna need people to stop making mental health issues somebody else's issue or super external, where the only factors that go into this are external things that somebody else may or may not say. She named off several content creators, and I know these men didn't have anything to do with what this young lady was going through that brought her to a point where she felt like this was the only decision that she could make. Because trust and believe, you are at an extremely dark place. You are at rock bottom in your life. You are at rock bottom internally. When that thought even passed your mind, the first time that thought come to you in a serious way, where you actually sit and contemplate, wait a minute, I probably might have to do this, or this may actually be an option for me at this time or at some point in time. Okay, I guarantee you that fight is long and hard, and a lot of people get out of it where they're able to seek the type of mental health help that they need in order to get out of that cycle, whether it be through medication, whether it just be through therapy, or whatever the case may be, however they get out of it. And some people cannot get out of it, and they end up making this same type of decision that this beautiful young lady ended up making. But despite the fact that was an internal issue. We don't know what that young lady was going through. We don't really know. They mentioned in the article, you know what I'm saying, something that she had mentioned about internet trolls, but everybody get internet trolls. If you are a content creator of any notability, or you are somebody of any notoriety, you always gonna get somebody that hate. You always gonna get somebody that try to cyberbully you. You always gonna get somebody that try to troll you. If you are in a delicate mental space, which is what she had to be in order to even come to a decision like this, then that was not the be all end all. That may have been just putting a little bit of a splint of wood on the fire that's already raging inside of her. Okay, I have gone through it myself. I know people personally that go through this battle. It's not a pretty battle. It's a very ugly battle. It is a very draining battle. It's not something that you could just click a button and be done with and get rid of whatever it is that's causing it. Because that battle isn't you waking up one day feeling a little bad. It's a constant undergirding for everything you do in your life. Everything that happens in a day is tainted by it, is obscured by it. You can't see with clarity because the glasses are tinted in this darkness. And anybody within the sound of my voice that is familiar with that know exactly what I'm talking about. And I don't wish that fight on nobody, because that is a very, very difficult fight. Okay? But what I really want to talk about is also how Black men get blamed for everything. These are men that don't even know this lady. These are men that don't got nothing to do with that lady's life. They had nothing to do with none of the decisions that went on in her life. They have nothing to do with any of the events that may have went on in her life, any of the incidents, any of the challenges or troubles that she might have been encountering or might have been experiencing. Kevin Samuels didn't have nothing to do with that. Kevin Samuels is trying to run his platform and run his show. People call in to his show. He not calling up people, harassing them, haranguing them, trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time to hunt down people and make crazy accounts and make crazy comments to people. Cruise Season, I'm familiar with Cruise Season. He making his platform too. He making his content as well. And whether or not you like fresh and fit content or whether that content is for you, they getting into arguments on their own podcast. Okay? And they get trolled too. The content creators that this woman brought up get trolls too. Shoot, I get trolls. People that come into the comment section get all kind of nasty things to say. And most of y'all don't ever see them because they come through review and I just delete them. But that don't mean I didn't read it. And that don't mean that people didn't come with personal attacks. Anywhere from calling me names to bringing up anything that I might have said about my personal life in order to try to jug me with it. And it's like, okay, this happens. This happens to everybody that chooses to put themselves out there in the public eye. But what I don't understand is how Black men, random Black men that don't know random Black women, get blamed when she's having issues. And whoever was around her should have been helping her. She needed support. And I don't know if people tried to give her support or not. I'm not blaming her family. I'm not blaming her friends. But sometimes people are good at masking. And when you be fighting depression, that's one of the things that you do. You automatically mask it because you don't want people asking you about it. And you don't want people, because you can't explain it. You can't really explain why you feel the way you feel because you can't pinpoint one or two incidents or one or two things that's got you feeling like that. Sometimes it's very difficult to articulate exactly why. And a lot of times you don't know. You really don't know where that demon come from. You don't know where you got that demon from. All you know is it's a struggle every day to deal with it and try to live your life in some type of a normal way where you can actually function. Because it can get debilitating to the point where you can't talk to nobody and you can't be around nobody. You can't work. You can't do nothing. You can't do anything that is expected of normal functioning people in society. Like you can get to a point where you can't do none of that stuff. But I'm failed to understand how is it that this woman made a connection between content that some men were doing that don't know that lady and connected to her passing away. Like that blows my mind. Y'all gonna have to stop doing that. Y'all have knocked that off. Quit putting that on everybody's plate. It's unfortunate that this young lady, you know what I'm saying, did this. But how you just gonna put that on random black men, just randomly, just any black man I could think of? Y'all better knock that stuff off, because this type of stuff, how you gonna how you gonna use a tragic event to throw somebody else under the bus because you don't like what they saying? Like, I feel like that was a dishonor to that lady, as she called herself trying to, you know what I'm saying, cape for her or honor her in some type of way. I felt like it was a dishonor to the young lady, because you trying to use what her demise to justify some stuff you feel. If you don't like Kevin Samuels, don't tune in. If you don't like Fresh and Fit, don't tune in. If you don't like red pill content and relationship content and black male voices, don't tune in. That's all you got to do. But them getting on they have the freedom of speech, and they are able to get on these platforms and say the things that they need to say or feel like they want to say. And as long as they're not stepping on no toes, they're not cyberbullying people, they're not harming people, they're not lying on people, they're not doing none of that stuff, then okay. Then they able to say what they saying. Nobody stopped black women for 30 years running black men under the bus. Nobody said nothing. And the self-deletion rate of black men is very high, and nobody says nothing. Nobody points out the misandry as the cause for black men going down that road in high number. So y'all better get out of here with that foolishness, talking crazy. This is a very serious issue. And how dare anybody try to use somebody's demise in order to bolster an argument against some stuff that because they don't like the content. You may not like Kevin Samuels' content, but where he lying at? Tell me where the lies at. Y'all do be doing that foolishness. All he do is pointing out, let you talk to point it out. So maybe you should get mad at the women that's going on there making a fool out of themselves instead of getting mad at him for having a platform to expose when they do it. Boop. Get out of here with that nonsense. Y'all better knock it off. Anyway, sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. And once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.